Recap: Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao, Chapter 841, Chapter Notions. The air on this forsaken vessel quivered with an unseen tension, as though the very space itself feared the weight of what had transpired here. Linghan, standing amid the lingering echoes of death, felt a strange serenity settle over him. His spirit, once fragile and easily shaken by the assaults of lingering souls, now stood unyielding, solid as a mountain carved from the essence of heaven and earth. Where once a decade's torment might have fractured his consciousness, now centuries, or even millennia, of relentless pressure could do no more than brush against him. Through the cycle of reincarnation, his soul had grown stronger than the majority of shattering void-tier elites, surpassing the threshold of mortal comprehension. They stepped forward, traversing this cavernous floor that seemed to stretch endlessly. Beyond the conference chambers, their eyes fell upon ancient cannons, ruined yet still emanating an aura that chilled the marrow. Intricate patterns sprawled across their surfaces like the veins of some eldritch being, their silent menace piercing the minds of all who dared glance. Even without being active, these carvings carried a lethal potency. A shattering void-tier warrior, attempting to stride confidently toward them, disintegrated into silence, shattered without so much as a whisper. The cannons, remnants of godly metal, were treasures beyond measure, but the deadly patterns rendered them untouchable. Desire to seize them warred with the stark terror they inspired. Many felt their hearts wrench with a mix of greed and despair. Ascending yet another floor, they finally reached the deck. Previously, even the most daring leaps from below had failed to reveal the full scale of the ship, leaving the deck shrouded in mysterious impossibility. Now, moving within, the view opened fully before them. A collective gasp tore through the group. What lay upon this deck was no mere battlefield. It was the very incarnation of Hell's fury. Corpses, human and beast alike, sprawled in chaotic disarray. Horned and winged monstrosities, skin inky black and glistening with unholy aura, lay sprawled among pools of congealed blood. Detached limbs and severed heads littered the surface, exuding a pressure so tangible it weighed upon the spirit. At the center of the carnage sat a colossal jar, brimming with severed heads, all horned half-humans, their eyes bright with a ghostly glare that threatened to shatter resolve. Even seasoned warriors could not meet their gaze twice without fear clutching at their hearts. Linghan's eyes traced the scene with measured awe and caution. He imagined the catastrophic forces that had brought this vessel into being, the battle so immense that its shockwaves tore open space itself, only to be revealed again by the slash of Ma Duo Bao. The remaining corpses, unconsumed by the void, spoke of power that had been absolute in life, and yet terrifyingly unyielding in death. At the bow, Linghan discerned a lone figure. A woman standing with imperious poise, her cloak stretching nearly 10 meters behind her, golden armor clinging perfectly to her form. Even from the back, her presence radiated such potent energy that the world itself seemed to bend toward her. The group advanced cautiously, each step measured against the latent threat of corpses and lingering auras. When her cloak shifted with a subtle hong, she turned, and the sky itself seemed to rupture under her gaze, the air trembling as if in reverence to her existence. The onlookers were struck dumb. No mortal, no immortal, could deny the aura of divinity radiating from her. Beauty, talent, nobility, all coalesced into a presence that dwarfed even the legendary Zhu Shu Xuan and the heavenly phoenix divine maiden. To witness her was to behold a deity descended from the 9 heavens, captivating every heart, stirring admiration in men and ripples of awe even among the most composed women. Linghan's limbs froze, struck by the uncanny revelation. This woman's visage mirrored the human-shaped spirit base residing in Hunyu's Dantian. The impossible had become reality. Where once there had been a mere spiritual projection, now stood a living reflection. Hunyu had sensed the ship's presence before, as if recalling some ancient memory. And now, the link crystallized before their very eyes. Attention shifted as a new anomaly emerged. Floating before the woman hovered a mysterious object. Its surface shimmered with inscrutable patterns, and awe swept through the gathered warriors. An egg? One whispered. Its very nature suggested power of the godly order. Consuming it could elevate one to the threshold of immortal rank. Even the most disciplined, shattering void-tier cultivators felt their ambitions surge. Hu knew, drawn irresistibly. Advanced step by deliberate step. Ling Han reached for her, yet a sharp pain struck his chest, his arm hanging uselessly at his side. Undeterred, Hu knew extended her hand, touching the egg. Light erupted with a shoo, cascading into her chest, vanishing as if absorbed into her very soul. You have finally arrived, the woman spoke, her voice a melody born from the heavens. Confusion flickered in Hu Nu's eyes. Who are you? Do I know you? She murmured. I am your last life. You are my next. From this moment, you are whole, came the serene reply, her form beginning to dissolve into ethereal mist. Her final act was clear. Guarding this egg had been her dying wish. But Hu Nu's defiance blazed. Nu belongs to Ling Han, not you. The surrounding warriors of the Thousand Corpse sect and the Five sects pressed forward, greed and killing intent igniting in their eyes. The woman's fading form remained unperturbed. With a delicate palm strike, those at the forefront of the encircling elite exploded into nothingness. Wu Gaoyuan among them. Obliterated instantly, 18 stars of shattering void tier insufficient before her power. Shock reverberated across the survivors. Immortal level! Immortal level strength! Zuo Qifang and the other prodigies of the immortal realm cried, fear etched deep into their expressions. Above the vessel, the Eye of Dao blinked into existence with a hong, a new force drawn into the unfolding tempest, signaling that the final act of reckoning had begun. In the boundless expanse where the laws of the realm trembled, a singular presence erupted like a comet across the heavens. The woman's aura, in that fleeting instant, surpassed even the might of the shattering void tier, sending ripples that shook the entire plane and spilled beyond its borders. From the far reaches of this reality, the Eye of Heavenly Dao, the embodiment of the world's will itself, emerged, a colossal, unblinking gaze that sought to expel any being who dared disturb the balance of existence. Yet this woman, a dead soul already poised on the brink of dissipation, paid no heed. For her to be expelled or to fade away made no difference. She was a force that would not be governed. The eye opened, and a tier of void materialized beside her, widening with inexorable force, intent on swallowing her whole and casting her beyond this realm. It cared not where she might reemerge. Its sole concern was the preservation of cosmic order. Yet with a mere wave of her hand, the rip was smoothed over, leaving no trace of its existence. Shock froze the onlookers. Members of the Five sects and the Thousand Corpse sect had long understood a truth immutable. Even the mightiest of immortals, when entering this realm, must temper their power, lest the domain's authority expel them. That rule had always been ironclad. The alternative dragon had once unleashed chaos here, defying descending immortals with impunity. And yet now, before their very eyes, this dead soul defied the eye itself. The sheer impossibility left all trembling with awe. Ling Han alone remained composed. He recalled Hu Nu's prior confrontation with the eye and the intimate bond she shared with this woman, an echo of strength magnified. The eye, impartial and emotionless, struck again. Another tear into the empty void tore open, an unstoppable force meant to purge. But the woman, her eyes flashing with quiet fury, delivered a casual strike. The sound of impact resonated across the heavens. Pa! The Eye of Heavenly Dao recoiled, wounded. Blood seeped from the eternal gaze, dark clouds churning as the world itself lamented. Even the eye could bleed, and this breach of invincibility sent ripples of disbelief through all spectators. How could such a force be contained? Ling Han's heart quivered, a shiver of foreboding for Hu Nu and the generations yet to face such foes. This woman's declaration lingered in the air, a chilling testament to her dominion. She, even in dead soul form, had carved a wound into the Eye of Heavenly Dao. If this was but a shadow of her living strength, the enemies she had faced in life must have been beyond reckoning. Ling Han's mind raced with the implications. Beings who could challenge her might yet emerge to confront Hu Nu in the future. The eye blinked once, stirring the realm's waters like boiling cauldrons, then vanished. A retreat, perhaps, or an acknowledgement that even it could not prevail. The woman's gaze softened as she spoke to Hu Nu, her words carrying the weight of destiny. You will have to tread the path of your future on your own. Her form continued to dissipate until nothing remained but silence. Around them, the godly ship, its timber forged to withstand assaults of shattering void-tier warriors, shuddered violently. With a resonant wail, It crumbled, the invincible wood splintering into ash as if its sole purpose had been to deliver the egg to who knew. Perhaps it had been drawn by her presence, a silent companion summoned by fate. Amid the ruin, Maduo Bao retrieved the mountain and river axe with serene precision. "Let's continue the battle," he intoned. Instantly, his body ignited with the brilliance of the number one killing formation, patterns of lethal geometry weaving through the air like an unstoppable tide. Chen Wenqi and Zhuo Qifeng were consumed in screams, torn apart by the formation despite the immortal blood sanctifying their spirit tools. Even the 8 kings erupted in fury, assailing the 5 sects elites with relentless ferocity. This was the culmination. The final clash, the 5 sects' dominance shattered, and the 1,000 corp sect rendered powerless. Those with 18 stars of shattering void tier, like Xiao Miaoyan and Yang Guan, were exceptions, their might nearly equal to Maduo Bao's devastating orchestration. As a corpse king fell and the remaining shattering void tier elites attempted flight, few escaped. Most perished or surrendered. The 5 sects' hegemony over the middle state and the 4 regions collapsed completely. Ling Han observed, a measured frown upon his brow. The few who remained could yet prove troublesome. Their 18 stars enough to seed future conflicts. Maduo Bao chuckled, raising the axe skyward. "My tanned brother, the world lies conquered. If any fools dare disturb it, I will personally see them undone. When we split open the skies, I will invite you to witness this grandeur alongside me." Ling Han nodded, eyes keen upon Hu Nu, curious how the egg's latent power might shape her path. They parted, departing with cautious farewells. In the first instant, Ling Han ushered Hu Nu into the Black Tower, where Small Tower attempted an examination. "I can't, not with my current form. I must first restore myself fully." Ling Han's brow furrowed. "Nu, do you feel anything unusual?" Hu Nu considered carefully, her expression solemn. Then, with absolute clarity, "Yes." Ling Han pressed. "Where?" Her answer came simply, yet carried the weight of innocence and hunger alike. "I'm hungry." A glutton, even amid the echoes of realms undone.